Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, I'm very much looking forward to the rest of the evening. Tonight, I have the fantastic Kendra Madsen with me, the executive director. She's looking beautiful tonight. I am very much looking forward to our conversation here tonight. And I'm going to spend a few minutes time just in a conversation with her, chatting about what Pregnancy Care Center does. So, Kendra, thank you so very much for joining here tonight.
Thank you so much, Nolan. This is really exciting.
Excellent, excellent. I'm excited to be here. We're going to talk a little bit about the Pregnancy Care Center. Kendra, I know that the Pregnancy Care Center is only a couple of years old. I believe it's 3.5 years old. And there's a lot of years left still for you to be involved. And what excites you really about the future of the center? Can you just expand on that just a little bit? Where are we going? What does that actually look like? And where does that really impact your heart on the future of the center?
Yeah, we are young. We've had a lot of growth. We're quickly outgrowing some of our spaces. Lots more people want to come and get involved. Lots of our clients that have had babies are saying now, could we have parenting classes? Could we do nutrition classes? Some, self-help. We want to help them in their daily, caring of themselves and just being able to pour into them a little bit more, as well as pour into our volunteers. So it's really exciting, some of the things that are coming up.
That's awesome. Kendra, I know you guys deal with women, and so, which is fantastic. And obviously, by the name Pregnancy Care Center, that you guys deal with some sort of pregnancy things. And as a guy, I don't really understand that, what that really means, but you do, and I'm thankful for that. So what does the Pregnancy Care Center Grand Prairie actually do? Can you just expand on that just a little bit? Just tell us what is that actually that you're looking for? What do you guys actually do as an organization? And
so primarily the people that will come to us have used Google or the internet to look up pregnancy, unintended pregnancy, abortion, doctors, clinics, those sorts of things. So they have found themselves unintendedly pregnant. They're pregnant. They never planned on it, whether they're 18 or 22 or 26. It could be a second marriage, a second relationship for them. They weren't intending on getting pregnant at this stage in their life. And because of that, they don't always have a support system in place. We might go to our sister or our mom or our aunt and we'd say, this is, if we're married, we might be excited at the thought of having a baby, even if we didn't plan it. The people that will come to us really feel there's no one for them to talk to, that it's not safe for them. They're very worried and anxious, and they need a safe place that they can ask their questions because they have some really big decisions to make.
Excellent. So tell me about maybe the women who are coming in. These are big decisions. They're probably emotional. So can you tell me, Kendra, just how do you keep the conversation flowing? How do you, what do these women actually need when they're stepping in? Because that's actually a big portion, I think, of what you just said of what the Pregnancy Care Center does. So, or at least that's what it sounds like to me. So, how do you go about those conversations? How do you keep them neutral? How do you actually not be so emotionally invested when they step in? Because I even know, even as a guy, that hearing some of those things, I'm like, okay, I could easily see myself getting emotional, having opinion, and just driving and encouraging them a certain way. And but how do you have those conversations? What does that actually look like?
Yes, so it's really important that we are not judging them. We are listening to them. We tell them it's a safe place when they come in. They fill in a form, and they'll actually tick off some boxes telling us what they would like. They might need a pregnancy test, and along with the pregnancy test comes an options counseling session, and they're just able to ask all their questions. Some don't really know too much about what's going on in their reproductive system, so we can help answer some of those questions. And sometimes they've taken a test at home, but they're really scared, and now they need to make some decisions. So we're very client-led, we're permission-led, and in the work that we do with her in the room, it's not so much that we're thinking of all the questions we're going to ask her and all the things we're going to tell her. We're really finding out who are you? Where are you at in your life? What is happening that has brought you to this place? And tell us a little bit more about that. So we're very well trained in asking good questions. So it's really more about asking questions and being very kind and caring and compassionate. And they feel that. They feel the warmth. They feel the caring. And then they're able to open up and share some more with us. And we're able to get at what's maybe really going on inside of them.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Kendra, it sounds like there'd be a lot of, even as a volunteer, a lot of opportunity for huge impact. But there's also, those are big conversations, right? To be able to have a conversation with anybody to say, hey, where are you at emotionally? This is a major life-changing decision for you here in this moment. What are you needing? So how do you work with volunteers? How do you actually keep that conversation neutral? Because I can totally see myself going one way, having an opinion, like I said before. How do you have that and keep it so neutral when maybe a volunteer, maybe it's a young lady who comes and tells you, hey, I want to volunteer, and they ask you, I don't know how to do this. I'm just scared of the result. I'm scared of the conversation that I'm going to have because I don't know the answers. How do you respond to a volunteer that asks a question like that?
Well, it's a very common question, and we all ask ourselves that question. We really want to talk to people who are thinking about the center and love the center and have questions. We really want to find out a lot about them. What are they passionate about? What drives their heart? Where do they flourish and thrive most? And so first of all, we're going to kind of see what areas might be a really good fit for them. And sometimes we discover that being a mentor, being in the counseling room with a client is a really good fit for them. And sometimes we discover that that's possibly not the best fit, that maybe their passion lies in events or doing other things behind the scenes. We have women who fold the clothes and look after our boutique and arrange all the items that mom is going to get after baby comes and she's going to fill that basket. We need all kinds of people at the center. And so we're really going to do that first, find out where they would fit, and then do a lot of training. If it's a mentor role, it takes about 30 hours, so almost a dozen weeks of initial training, and then another at least 3 months of orientation after that. And it sounds very boring, but it's not. It's really exciting. And then we're going to actually put them in the room with some supervision and let them ask questions and let them see clients. At that point, sometimes, we hope that we haven't gotten to that stage and found out that they're really too scared to talk to people because it can be very nerve-wracking for people. But our clients really do sense the love and compassion that we have, and it really comes through. And so we're really looking for people that really do care, but have some bravery and have some courage and can really be a strong support for our clients.
Excellent. Excellent. That's awesome. So what type of women are often coming? Are they married? Are they single? Are as volunteers? Is there even like a certain age that you're kind of encouraging for certain aspects to be a mentor to some of these ladies? What kind of qualifications are you looking for in your mentors?
Sometimes we find that someone who has had a little bit of life experience is very helpful. We find Grand Prairie has a very young population. So for the young women raising children and have a busy family, it can be very hard for them to find time to volunteer outside the home. So some of our volunteers you find when we're in our 40s or 50s, and maybe our children have flown the coop, so to speak, and maybe we're looking for some other things to do, and we can really pour back into the lives of some young people. And so that's kind of the stage I'm at. Right. I find that the things that maybe I wish someone had told me, or the kind of caring help that we are able to give now, a lot of us think, wow, if I only had that when I was a young woman, if I had someone who listened to me, it might have made all the world of difference. And so we can make a difference, for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Kendra, when we're going through, and I just wanted to ask, what are some of the things that I should be listening for to spread the word about Pregnancy Care Center? Because not a lot of my dude friends are necessarily talking about it. They're not really saying, "Hey, I got somebody knocked up." So what are the words for the guys and maybe and also the girls that they should be listening for in order to say, "Hey, I actually think that's a really good referral. I think I need to tell them about the Pregnancy Care Center right now. I just need to say, hey, I think you should go visit Kendra or one of the volunteers." Because oftentimes I think about it. maybe they're 6 months pregnant and I think, oh, okay, maybe now's the time. So is it only at that stage? What should I be listening for? And also, what stage should I be looking at to suggest that they come visit the center?
Well, that's a really good question. I think a lot of young people nowadays think they have a lot of information, they know everything, but often when they contact us, they realize they really don't know as much as they thought they did. But we find that young people are spending a lot of time with the opposite gender without any parental supervision, and they very often don't understand. Basically, all the people who come to us say, I didn't intend to get pregnant, but I wasn't using any kind of birth control to prevent that from happening. So I really think that we can't just say, well, I'm not going to talk to young people about birth control because that will mean they'll go out and have sex. And I think the time for thinking that possibly was a few years ago. And maybe we really need to think that if boys and girls or men and women are spending time alone together, maybe there should be some kind of intervention or information. So they might be saying, I'm spending time with my boyfriend, or I have questions. They may sometimes they just don't know. They're pressured into sexual relationships, and they really aren't looking for that. They're actually looking for some love and some affirmation. So it can. Physical activity can often seem like it's taking the place of a warm, loving relationship. So I think it would be really important. I really would hope that parents and kids are having good conversations and that there's some awareness of if they're out at all hours of the day, maybe we're wondering, maybe we could find out a little more information. But I think, I think every church, every school, every place that kids go, I think we should be having these conversations to say, you know what, our bodies are great and they work really well and they function in a certain way, and this is what can result. So if they're not old enough to handle a pregnancy, I think we should be talking about physical relationships, but everyone should know where their local pregnancy care center is. And it shouldn't have to be that they're just finding us when they found out they're pregnant. Anyone can come talk to us. If a parent is really not sure about having any of these conversations, we have some information at the center that might be helpful, or we can talk to people or come to a youth group and share. We could do over Zoom or do different things, and we can be very sensitive to where people are at.
Yeah. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Kendra, I just want to thank you so very much for the time of joining me here tonight. I've learned quite a bit, a huge amount about the Pregnancy Care Center, what you guys do, what to be listening for too as well. I hadn't realized that it was quite so many people just in relationship. I'm going to go hang out with my boyfriend. My parents maybe don't know I'm going to go, or they don't care. Those can be those good keywords there. So I appreciate you just saying that. So thank you for coming tonight and letting me chat with you a little bit. Now, guys, we also have a little bit of a transition here. So, guys, I just want to thank you so very much for hanging out with us so far. We have a few other things planned this evening too, as well. But for now, we've had a passing in the community, and there's just been a huge thank you out to the Beliski family, and they've been huge cornerstones here in the community. So we've put together a little bit of a tribute for them, and so we just want to acknowledge just that they have had a huge impact here on the center. They were some of the founding members here at the center. They had a big impact both financially and with their time, and we just want to show that to you guys right now. We have been greatly honored and are grateful for the partnership we shared with the Wade and Aubrey Beliski family. Wade and Aubrey were part of an inspired group that had a dream of opening a pregnancy care center in our community. This group has now grown to hundreds of donors, creating a network of strength, which sustains the ongoing operations of this work. While we all share a profound loss, the dream continues, thanks to the many others like you who faithfully give their prayers, time, and gifts. Both individually and as a family, they have touched many lives within our community and beyond. Aubrey used her talented photography skills to not only capture meaningful moments of many Peace Area families, but also to support the work of the center. Wade and Aubrey's faithful partnership has been a strength and an encouragement to this organization and the individuals we serve. We are thankful for the support we have received in memory of Wade, Aubrey, Jewel, and Flora Beliski. Together, we remember their legacy. Thank you, everyone, for just watching that. We do want to acknowledge just the huge impact, the influence, and the lasting legacy that the Beliski family will have to this in this community and also in the Pregnancy Care Center for generations to come, and helping change lives in the community. They have made a difference in hundreds of young women and children's lives, families' lives. Guys, tonight we do have a bit of a highlight now for me right now too. We have Tina Alexander Luna performing a couple solos for us, as well as in a little bit, a surprise guest will be joining her. So I'm going to turn the floor over to Tina here right now, and I look forward to having you guys join me as we listen to her perform.
This song is called Voi che sapete, and it's about the unexpected highs and lows of love. Voi che sapete che cosa è amor, non ne vedete sia nel cor, non ne vedete sia nel cor, quello che io provo vi rirò. Palpito e tremo senza saper, non trovo pace in notte né dì, ma poi mi piace languir così. Voi che sapete che cosa è amor, ne vedete solo nel cor, ne vedete solo nel cor, ne vedete solo nel cor. This next song is called Girl in 14G. It's about having interesting neighbors. Just moved into 14G, so cozy, calm, and peaceful. Heaven for a mouse like me, with quiet by the lease. Full pets are banned, and parties too, and no solicitations. A window seat with garden view, a perfect nook to read a book. I'm lost in my Jane Austen when I hear. Say it isn't so, not the flat below. From an opera wannabe in 13G, a matinee of some cantata, Wagner's Ring or Traviata. My first night in 14G, I'll put up with Puccini, brew myself a cup of tea, crochet until she's Feeney, 8:30, and not a peep except except that clock tick-tocking. Now I lay me down to sleep, a comfy bed to rest my head, a stretch, a yawn, I'm almost gone away. Do it, why do it if I scoodly that I believe it? Na 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 na. Woo-wee! Now the girl upstairs wakes me unawares, blowing down from 15G, her reveille. She's scatting like her name is Ella. Guess who answers a cappella? Scoot, scoot, fly, die. Oh, scoot, scoot, fly, die. Oh. Now I'm not one to raise my voice, make a fuss, or speak my mind, but would you mind if, would you kindly stop? That felt great. Stop. 13, 15, 14G, a most unlikely trio, not quite three-part harmony. All day, all night we're singing. Toot toot fly doy, beady flute fly doy. Stop. Have my fill of peace and quiet. Shout out loud, I changed my diet. All because of 14G. I'm learning to hold my breath, let it stay this way. Can't let this moment end. You started a dream in me, getting louder now. Can you hear it echoing? Take my hand, would you share this with me? 'Cause darling, without you, all the spotlights that start up the night sky, all the stars that we steal from the night sky would never be enough, never be enough. Towers of gold are far too little. These hands could hold the world, but it'll never be enough, never be enough for me. Never, 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 never for me, never enough.
nights we prayed with no proof anyone could hear. In our hearts a hoped-for song we never understood. Now we are not afraid, although we know there's much to fear. We were moving mountains long before we knew we could. Oh, yes, there can be miracles when you believe. Though hope is frail, it's hard to kill. Who knows what miracles you can achieve when you believe? Somehow you will. You will when you believe.
In this time of fear, when prayer so often proves in vain, hope seems like the summer bird too swiftly flown away. Yet now I'm standing here with heart so full I can't explain, seeking faith and speaking words I never thought I'd say. There can be miracles when you believe.
When you believe.
Though hope is frail, it's hard to kill. Who knows what miracles you can achieve? When you believe, somehow you will. You will when you believe. They don't always happen when you ask. And it's easy to give in to your fears. But when you're blinded by your pain, can't see the way to get through the rain, a small but still resilient voice, this hope is very near. There can be miracles when you believe. Though hope is frail, it's hard to kill.
Oh, who knows what miracles
You can
achieve.
believe, somehow you will.
Somehow you will.
Now you will.
Oh, now you will.
You will
When you believe.
You will when you
Just believe. Gotta believe when you believe.
Thank you so very much, ladies. That was fantastic. Guys, I understand the YouTube chat is just on fire right now. Let's just give them a big hand out down in the chat. I love that. Thank you so very much, Tina, as well as Kendra, for performing for us tonight. That was mind-blowingly awesome. Guys, next up, we have another door prize, and then we're going to transition into some other things. Guys, I just need you to focus in. Here's what's going to happen, okay, guys? One of our other sponsors, Gerald Friesen, who's a legendary realtor, Thank you so very much for zooming in. Legendary realtor. You need to go to his website on your phone right now, geraldfriesen.ca. You got to scroll down and find his picture, and I need you to snap a picture and send it to me. I want so many photos of Gerald on my phone that I can't even comprehend how many that is. That is what I want right now. So that is our next contest. Go send me those pictures of that wonderful, beautiful man, Gerald Friesen, Grand Prairie's top realtor. My number is 780-228-4347. Guys, we have a few other things planned for this evening. This next time, I think, is just going to be pulling out a little bit of all of our heartstrings as we transition into it. We have a couple client stories. I know in the past, I have been almost in tears listening to these ladies' stories, just out of compassion, as well as just the emotional ties that I have, emotional drive that these women have, and how much the Pregnancy Care Center has helped them. So, guys, continue to send me those photos of Gerald, and also enjoy the stories of these young ladies who have had huge change and huge impact in their lives.
Well, I was born and raised in southern Alberta, but I moved to Peace River when I was 21, I think. And I moved to Grand Prairie in 2017 after I met her dad. And been here ever since. Eventful. Yeah. Being raised a Mennonite and getting divorced. Well, actually, when I was pregnant with her, Squirrel didn't want me to keep her. And he said if I did, then I would be a single mom. Hard. I didn't know what I was supposed to tell her, like when she grew up and asked her about her dad, and like I couldn't just say, oh well, he left because you were born. I always knew that I was going to keep her just because I don't believe in abortion, but I knew that I wasn't going to be able to do it completely by myself. But he stuck around, and he's really a big part of her life, her favorite person. But he's a really good dad, yeah. Yeah, he says he could hardly take care of himself. How is he supposed to take care of a little one? But he's doing it. He was in his son's life every day till his son was 5, till he moved to Alberta, right? But after that, but he never really had him at like full time. This is a big thing for him. I grew up a lot. I learned how to spend carefully and put her needs first. My monkey. Yeah, you guys have helped a lot, not just for stuff that she needs, but for like to be able to come and talk. I don't have any family here. Yeah, it's like a family to us, because we don't have any family up here, and we don't hang out with like the people that we used to hang out with, because well, we didn't hang out with very good people either. Follow your heart, follow your gut, but think about how you might feel in the future, how your decision will impact. Because I thought about it too, and I told Squirrel if I got an abortion, I would resent him for making me do it and for me following along with it. I told him that by itself would end the relationship. Thank you. You guys are a bigger help than what you guys realize, I think. The little things are what people need most sometimes. Monkey, come here.
I am Alona. I am a single mom of a 1.5-year-old baby. Her name is Jasmine. I work full-time as a front desk receptionist in a hotel. Before coming to the center, I was with my partner, with my ex-partner. He is the dad of my daughter. I am a first-time mom, but after giving birth, it was really hard for me to adapt to my new role. I felt overwhelmed every single day, tired and lacking sleep. While I'm struggling with my new role as a mom, my ex-partner drinking habits got worse. He would drink 20 cans of beer a day, smoke weeds, and did drugs. He would invite his friends over and would drink all night long. And he would be so drunk that he wouldn't remember anything. There was a time he peed on the couch where I was sitting and feeding the baby. I just cried after that and would lock myself and the baby in the bedroom. I was scared that he would hurt me or the baby because of him being too drunk or high. He also held my baby by the ankle upside down when he was drunk, and she was only 3 months old then. That's when I decided I needed to do something. I found out about the pregnancy care center on a Facebook post, and it somehow directed me to the center's website, and the first word that I saw on their website that attracted me were the words confidential and no judgment. I was embarrassed to share what was happening to me to my friends or family because I am afraid that I would get ridiculed or judged. I sent a text message to the phone number on the center's website, and I didn't expect a reply because it was in the middle of the night. And I guess it was luck that Beverly replied to me. She was like an angel that was sent by God to me during that crazy time. She was truly the person who helped me to leave that situation. Beverly led me to make the right decisions for myself and my daughter. What I learned is that I don't have to do things alone, that there will be people who will help when you ask for it. I realized that I am capable and strong to raise my daughter and leave an abusive relationship if I had to. That is why I am ever so thankful for Beverly and the center. The people working in the center and its supporters are the heroes for helping families in need like me, whether it is financial or emotional support. Without the funders, I know the center wouldn't be here and there would be no help for people like me.
Hi. Well, I am from Ontario. I grew up in a family with 4 other siblings. I'm the youngest. I moved out to Prairie in about 9 years ago. So when I moved out here, I was married at the time. My ex-husband and I split up just over 6 years ago now, and I entered into a relationship that turned out to be very toxic, very on and off for a couple of years, and then I ended up with an unexpected pregnancy, which is what brought me here. From a walk-in clinic, actually. I went to a walk-in clinic to confirm the pregnancy, and because I told the doctor there that I was uncertain what I was going to do, I didn't know if I wanted to keep the pregnancy or not, he handed me a pamphlet and said, go here and talk to them and maybe they can help you make a decision. Fear, lots of fear. There were a lot of emotions, and I don't think I could even pinpoint one specific emotion other than the fear. I think there was a part of me that very much wanted to be excited, but I suppressed that because I didn't want to be pregnant in the circumstances that I was in. It was scary. Yeah. I was nervous, for sure. I didn't know exactly what to expect. All I had seen was a little pamphlet, and I didn't know what it was going to be all about. I had my good friend Courtney with me, and I felt okay with her by my side. But I was definitely scared. Wasn't sure what I was in for. It was a very warm environment. I remember, even though I was scared and nervous, everyone was friendly, the smiles. I felt safe. I hadn't felt safe in a long time, and I came here and just felt a sense of peace. And even though my heart was racing, I was scared, I had all these fears inside of me, it was like I walked into a room of just calm and peace, and things were clear. After I left the first appointment, it was definitely clearer in my mind, because I was so uncertain. I didn't know what to do. I was given a pamphlet for different options, whether it was single parenting or adoption or termination, and it was very informative. I didn't know the different options, and it was good to be able to just look at each one individually and read through different directions I could possibly go. And then I was able to actually take the time to think about, okay, how would it impact my life if I went either one of these directions? And I knew the direction I wanted to go, but I didn't feel as though I was capable to keep the pregnancy. Deep down, that's what I truly wanted, but I was afraid to, because I didn't think I was capable. And after leaving here that first day, I wouldn't say I had 100% confidence, but I had just enough confidence to make that decision and say, okay, I can do this. Yeah. I was excited because at that point I knew I was keeping the pregnancy. So I was excited to see my baby's heartbeat for the very first time. I had my two close friends, Mary and Courtney, with me. They were by my side when we found out. They figured it out quicker than what I did, because when the ultrasound tech said, she showed me one heartbeat and then moved over and said, there's another little heartbeat over here. I was so full of emotion and joy and excitement from seeing my baby's heartbeat for the first time ever that I wasn't cluing in. And I was like, wait a second, what do you mean there's two heartbeats? And my first thought was, is there something wrong with my baby? Why is there two heartbeats? And one of my friends said, it's twins. And then there was lots of tears and laughter, and yeah. I came in again to show you guys that there was two. Yeah. I had ended the toxic relationship that I was in. I was still in contact, but I had removed myself. I made the choice that if I was going to raise a child, or now that I know two children on the way, I couldn't do it in that environment, that I needed to work on me. I wasn't a very healthy person at the time, but I knew that I needed to become a healthy person. Yes, and I needed that very much at that time in my life. I needed ongoing support. I needed to know that I had people who believed in me and who had my back, and little cheerleaders for me. Because when I didn't believe in myself, you guys believed in me and helped me to learn how to believe in myself. No, I had no idea what I was getting into. I knew it was going to be hard, but I think any knowledge that I thought I had about raising babies just went out the window when I had them. It's entirely different when they're yours and you have to do literally everything. It's not like hanging out with someone else's baby and holding them and then handing them back after 20 minutes. See you later.
That wasn't going to happen.
No, that wasn't going to happen. The relationship that had been very, very toxic was, even though it had come to an end, there was still contact, and I still very much wanted him to be involved in the lives of his children. And I think because of a lot of the pain and anger that I had, and I'm sure he had pain and anger, the communication was just exceptionally toxic. Neither of us were in a healthy frame of mind to be able to rein it in and communicate in a healthy way, and it wasn't good for me. And so I decided to move home to Ontario to be close to my family. It all happened pretty quick. I kind of packed up everything and drove home and left everything that I had built here behind. And at the time I knew that that's what I needed to do for myself to grow and become the person that I needed to become to have these babies. Yes. So I remember we emailed back and forth a couple of times, had a phone call or two even to catch up and just update you guys on what was going on. You guys actually did connect me with the pregnancy care center that was there in Toronto. I never ended up going. I had been put on bed rest. You guys sent me a big box full of clothes for the babies and diapers and wipes, I think, and it's all kind of blankets, handmade blankets from ladies that support the center. I remember getting the card that was signed by everyone that went to the baby shower, and there was a little girl, I can't remember her name, that had kind of organized it from the church. Yeah. And then the girls had called me Hope.
Yeah.
That was the name they had given me because you guys kept my name private. That was incredible. I remember opening that box with my sister, and I'm there with my big belly, and my sister and I were digging through the box and opening everything, and we're both just in tears and excitement with just the generosity of the people that were supporting me. It was amazing. So I moved back when the girls were 2 months old, and walked right in. It was definitely good to be home for that time and have the support of my family, but I felt as though this was home. I had made it my own, and I had started building my own little community of people, and I wanted that back. Before the girls were born, I connected with their father and worked towards making some amends as far as communicating and him being involved in the girls' lives. So that was a push to come back as well, so that the girls could have their dad in their lives. Yeah. Oh, how have I grown? Wow. I almost want to say I'm a different person, but I'm not. You guys saw that strength in me all along, and you told me all along, and I don't know that I always believed you.
No, you didn't.
No.
That was okay, because we knew you were gonna.
But she was in there. She was in there all along, and you guys helped break the strong Katie out of me. I've grown quite a bit. I'm a much stronger woman now than what I was back then. The hardest thing I've ever done in my life, but the most incredible thing I've ever done in my life. It's exhausting, it's emotional, it's messy, but I think that those are the things that build character. That make us stronger, make us realize we have strength that we never thought we had. you don't know it yet, but you can do this. And you will believe me someday. I would 100% bring them here. I'd even come with them if they didn't feel comfortable and introduce them to you guys. It changed my life, and I know that it's changed many others, and it will change many more lives. Absolutely. They are 2.5 little monsters running around. Ember's fiery. She's the go-getter. She's the leader. And Everly's a little, she can be fiery too, but she's a little bit softer, a little bit more sucky, and needs mom's reassurance a little more often. I just want to say thank you. I can't even express how thankful I am for the people who helped me along, helped me make the decision to keep my pregnancy, helped me to see the strength that I have in me, that I'm capable. It is the most incredible gift I could have ever received in my whole life, and it saved my life. And there's no greater gift than that. People who give to this center are giving to an amazing cause that is changing lives. This is a very important service in the community, and women, young women, teenagers, women that are established in life even, can go through difficult times like this and experience unexpected pregnancies and need the support of a place like this. And I truly believe that this type of service does save lives. Thank you for giving to such a cause.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much for just watching that. That hit me hard. It was good. It was very good. So thank you for that. We're going to do a quick interview with Rob. Now how do I describe Rob? He's a master at everything. I just have a huge respect for this man. He's on the board. He's a fantastic individual. We're going to get him to join me up on, not really up on stage, but live from the sunny land of Kelowna. So welcome, Rob, to the conversation. Okay, sorry, I can't hear Rob right now.
Hi, Nolan.
Oh, hey, good to hear you. Good to hear you.
How are you?
Cool. I'm doing well. Thank you for joining us, Rob. Everyone, Rob is in the sunny Kelowna. I'm very thankful for him to be joining us. He is on the board, as I said, and I just want to spend a few minutes chatting with Rob. He's an impactful leader, has lived in the Grand Prairie area for multiple years in the past, has been heavily involved in the community, and he is heavily involved here. So, Rob, my first question for you is, what originally drew you towards the center here in Grand Prairie?
Well, first of all, Nolan, thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure to be part of the center still. What really drew me to the center actually was a conversation with a little known pastor in Grand Prairie. Some people may know her. Her name is Pastor Charlotte Quist, best pastor in the world. So when Charlotte says maybe you should get involved with this, let's just say I went forward. I put my hand up. But then I also met some folks like the Alex and Bethany Barron Draget, saw their passion for the center, and met Lisa Fisher, the board chair, heard the vision, became aware of the need, and just what the ministry does. And put it this way, Grand Prairie is an oil and gas town. I've pretty much spent 20 years in the oil and gas industry, and it can have a tremendous amount of ups and downs. People have been losing their jobs lately. You compound that with the fact that Grand Prairie is still one of the youngest populations in Canada. The average family size is, I think, is larger than the national average. And look, people need help if they're looking to start a family, and people like their kids in Grand Prairie. They like big families. When you combine that dream with the economic challenges of late, I just saw that this is a really impactful ministry.
That's fantastic, Rob. So thanks for starting with that. Rob, you've been heavily involved. You have a big support of the Pregnancy Care Center, but there is something else I just want to ask. Like, okay, Charlotte Quist got you involved, but what was the moment of buy-in? What was the moment they really said, I'm going to be passionate here. I want to actually spend time being on the board, even though I'm living in Kelowna right now. You've kept at it. So can you tell me a little bit about that like moment and why you've stayed on and why you've been so passionate for the Pregnancy Care Center?
Right. Well, just a comment about Kelowna. As I've looked around Kelowna, half of this city has been built on the backs of the oil and gas industry. So part of what I'm doing is also giving back to an industry that's given me so much, and the heart of that industry is definitely in Grand Prairie. The moment of buy-in for me is really just seeing the impact that the center produces. I mean, we've just listened to those stories, and they're, the ending is great. And so you see what the center can do, and the community has really gotten behind this center, and it just became something that I wanted to support. And with the volatility in the oil and gas industry, helping people, Psalm 68:5 talks about the Lord being a father to the fatherless and a defender of the widows. Psalms 82:3 talks about God asking us to defend the poor and the fatherless, to deliver the poor and the needy. And he says that's what true religion is. And so to me, this is the least I can do. And so part of it's giving back to the city, and I care deeply for the city. I care deeply for my friends and pastors in Grand Prairie, Pastor Paul Just and Charlotte Quist, but that community there. And so I've just really, my assignment there is not done.
Thank you so much, Rob, for just giving back to the city. I know that that's had a huge impact, your involvement both on the center and in the community, and so thank you for that. And I really appreciate those verses there to defend the poor, and also that's and give to the needy, and that's really true religion. That's truly worshiping God there. Rob. The center does have a big vision to move those things forward, and it honestly has been a tough one to be accomplished, and especially during COVID. This year has been challenging. You can't meet people in the same way. You can't see people, but can you share a little bit about the position on the of the center this last year, because it has been a tough year. Can you just dive into that a little bit more?
Yeah. The fortunate part, and I think we were really blessed, is that we had positioned the Gala in March, and I think the date of the Gala was early in March, the first or second week in March, before any of the COVID lockdowns were put in place. We had budgeted, interestingly enough, about $65,000 for last year's Gala. That was $15,000 higher than the previous year. And word of COVID had already started to spread by the time we were hosting our Gala. But as God's planning would have it, we ran the Gala and we actually came in over target. So that set us up well for the year, and it gave us a bit of a cushion. Overall, last year we budgeted $228,000 in donations. We actually, I should say all of the people on this video actually raised $238,000. So we were 10,000 over budget. And for an organization, any not-for-profit, any oil and gas company going through and having one of your better years, I think is a fantastic result. And we did so without any government subsidies, COVID or otherwise. So I would say that the financial position of the center is very strong, but that's for the size that it is now. We have many needs going forward, and so we're in a good position, but certainly we have some needs going forward.
Excellent. Rob, I love that you just mentioned the needs going forward because and I'm really excited actually that the Pregnancy Care Center is in such a good position financially. I know a few other people that have struggled raising funds across Canada. So the Pregnancy Care Center this just shows me that it's been a cornerstone in the community and that people deeply care. So thank you everyone online who's watching. I also know that the vision of the center is not just maintained of where we're at. So there is a big things to come. There is a big vision. There's people driving this forward. What are some of the things that we need to be aware of in the next couple of years? And what are a couple of those big things here, Rob, that we're really looking at?
Yeah, so some of the needs have Kendra has spoken to some of those. We have needs for volunteers. We have needs for additional staffing. We're running the center with Kendra, with Bev, basically with 3 employees. The needs at the center space, I would say, is probably the biggest need. The space that we're operating out of right now is about 1,800 square feet, and we need at least double that. Volunteers are bumping into each other. Privacy is a major concern when guests come in. We need breakout rooms for guests. So space, I would say, is a big need. So we need more room for guests and for volunteers. And I would say that the other need has been coming forward over the last couple of years, but it needs to continue, I believe, and that's a stronger base of community and business support to be able to sustain the expected size requirements that we're talking about. So if we're talking about doubling our space, that could mean an additional $40,000 in rent and operating costs. So those are some of the immediate needs, Nolan.
Awesome. Thank you, Rob. Rob, those immediate needs, we have have extra space needs. We have some volunteers to even fill that space coming up. Stronger base. Rob, tell me how we're going to make those things happen. Space costs money. And so let's get down to business here just for a second and tell me what it's going to look like for us to make those needs happen here in the community and actually be able to expand the center.
Yeah, first of all, I would say, nothing happens at the center without the great volunteers and with the team and with Kendra. Nothing. Those are the people that are on the ground every day, and they're getting the job done. We need that space to help them grow to support the needs of the community. We also need board members. We just had recently a board member join, and you've seen the support of Terra Energy, and Scott has joined our board. And hi, Scott. Love you out there. Hopefully you're still watching. But we need other folks to step out onto the board. We need more community backers. I would say we need the community backers have been strong throughout and are passionate. But we also need more businesses to step up and provide a base of support because we don't take government funding. So we're looking for support in those two areas. And this year, just running our budget, we're looking for hiring some additional staffing. We're running at a small, but I would say it's a powerful crew. Even listen to the voice of Kendra. It's a powerful voice and a fantastic voice. I never knew that she could sing that well. Maybe we need to be looking at a record contract to fund the center. Uh, but seriously, I would just say, sort of in conclusion, everybody's support is more important now than ever. Lots of needs in the community with the economic downturn, with COVID, with losses of jobs, and for people who've got that dream of starting a family or expanding their family, you know, we are there to provide a landing spot. We want to be there to be the hands and feet. So if this charity, if you believe that this charity is something you want to invest in, we ask all of the supporters online and people watching this video later on, please get behind the center. We need your support now more than ever. If you feel led to support the center in other ways, such as a board position, reach out. Let us know. This is this is a critical time. I can't stress that enough. And you see the results. And that's my soapbox speech. I would say thank you for all of the support to date. Thank you for allowing me to continue to be part of the center. And I really appreciate you giving me the time to speak, Nolan, and the Pregnancy Care Center.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us, Rob. I really appreciate you coming in over video and just being able to join me here. Have a quick conversation about some of the needs and some of the cool things that are coming up here in the next little while for the Pregnancy Care Center. So, guys, just as Rob said, if you guys are wanting to donate, you heard the needs. You can go to 32 auctions. There's still the auction going, but there's also a big green donate button. I would love for you guys to push it. Yeah. So right now, guys, we're at 52.8% of our goal. We've reached 42,000, just over 42,000. You can see in the top right corner, it says donate. I would love you for you guys to push that button and put lots of zeros behind your guys' big numbers out of the front. So, guys, seriously, whatever you guys feel led to give, we would love that, and to be able to support the ongoing work of the center. So, once again, thank you so very much, Rob, for joining us, and thank you for the time tonight.
My pleasure.
Excellent. Guys, we're almost wrapping up our evening. We're going to spend a couple more minutes. We'll leave the live stream open too as well for a few minutes here. But I want to announce, as you guys are going to just push that big green button, trying to punch in your guys' MasterCard numbers, having some fun. Don't worry about the cost. Just go all out. Max out the credit cards. Do whatever you guys need. So that's bad financial advice. Don't take it. But we have some door prize winners. We have Kaylor Stir, my man or girl. Sorry, I apologize. Canadian Tie, you got a $50 gift certificate there. And then also $30 to Lori's Little Bakery. Colleen Claremont, you win that too as well. Okay, while we still have you guys online, we have one last contest going on, and it's going to be for a couple more gift cards here. We want you to light up my phone. Once again, here's how it's going to work. Guys, I know I'm interrupting you, pushing the big green button of donating, but I want you to take a picture of your gala night and send it to me. Take a big selfie, take a picture of your family, take a picture of whoever else is there with you, and just send it to me. So how it's going to work, the first person and also an arbitrary number afterwards are going to win. You guys see my number on the screen. You guys have been texting me all night. I've been super pumped. Let's light that up some more. Guys, thank you so very much for watching. And just as you guys continue to donate throughout this evening, we have extended the auction to 9 p.m. And so just because we were having a little bit of technical issues at the beginning, we've extended it to 9 p.m. If there's some hot items, which it seems that there have been recently, those items will be pushed back up to 30 minutes. So up to 9:30 in 3-minute increments. So if you don't bid, it's not all the way till 9:30. It's only 3 minutes, and then somebody can win. So it could be 9:03 that somebody wins an item if it's a hot item. It could be 9:06. It could be somewhere in between. So we would love for you guys to continue bidding until 9:30. Guys, we also want to just give a big shout out to Kendra tonight and all the volunteers at the Pregnancy Care Center, as well as our couple main sponsors, Terra Energy Services and also Gerald Friesen. Thank you guys for your support. Thank you so very much for the hard work that you guys have spent encouraging the community, spending time with families. You guys heard the stories before. Those are still tugging at my heartstrings, and I know that those stories are changing especially those two little girls at the end, those little girls' lives in the future. So because of the work that is happening here. Guys, I believe that we have a winner of the first person to text me with a number. Charlie Fisher, the legend himself, you're winning a gift card. And then also we have a couple other ones. Keep texting me pictures. We'll deal with that here in a sec, guys. So the next prize winner. So keep sending me those photos. Love to have you guys continue to do that. Guys, if you guys are on YouTube, I just want to encourage you guys as well. Please, please, please just say thank you to Kendra in the YouTube chat. She has put so much work into the Gala as well as her Gala committee. But we have seen just huge support for her in the community and also this. So the final winner of the door prize tonight. Sorry? Agatha Friesen. You also win a gift card. Thank you so very much for winning. If you guys haven't texted me a picture yet, I would still love to see those photos of your guys' night. Guys, we're going to sign off. Thank you for joining. You guys have been a fantastic, patient, kind audience for listening to me ramble, as well as for joining us on this excellent, excellent Saturday night. So we will be touching base with people in the future on the one gift cards. And once again, auction doesn't end till 9. So keep bidding, guys. I look forward to bidding a couple of you guys up too as well. Thank you to everyone for the fantastic evening and the support. See you guys soon.